You've surely read of the myth of the Sasquatch inhabiting the forests of North America. The Mothman creature wreaking havoc in West Virginia. Or the Loch Ness Monster protruding from the waters in the Scottish Highlands. But perhaps the greatest myth to puzzle mankind to date is...
How do I prepare my files for the mastering engineer?
This and other busted mastering myths next on Music Surgery with Dr. Bob.
There's lots of information and lots of misinformation out there about how to prepare your tracks to be professionally mastered and maybe what to expect when you get them back. So, let's do some mastering myth busting on these two subjects. I've had the great fortune of working with some of the best mastering engineers on the entire planet. Ted Jensen, Tom Coyne, Chris Gehringer, and Jim DeMaine. Their credits include the Eagles, Billy Joel, the Rolling Stones, Madonna, the Police, Talking Heads, Green Day, Alice in Chains, Kings of Leon, Papa Roach, Guns N' Roses, Shinedown, Imagine Dragons, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Maroon 5, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Dua Lipa, Andy Grammer, Sabrina Carpenter, Lizzo, Norah Jones, 21 Pilots. Do I really need to keep going on? So, needless to say, I've been through this process many times. And let me tell you exactly how this goes down and exactly what you need to know and what I've learned from my experiences.
Let me play a little bit of this. So here's what I got on my master bus. I've got my Spike Stent console faker, my Stephen Slate tape machine, my Stephen Slate compressors, some EQ Librium, Ozone 8, L2, and Fab Filter Limiter. So not only are all of these plugins giving me level, but they're also giving me color. Let me play the track, and one by one, let me turn them off. I mix what's called top down, which is a clever way of saying when I start mixing my song, I put everything on my master bus like I normally would, and I mix into that instead of adding it later. So my master bus plugins and my master bus chain are influencing every move I make from the very start. So one by one, let me take these off and let's see what we get. So there's no way that I'm going to send that track to Ted Jensen. It has nothing to do with what I've been mixing along the way. So the myth of, hey, you got to take all of your stuff off your master bus before you send it to the mastering engineer is absolutely ridiculous.
It's fiction.
Every mastering engineer that knows what they're doing would never tell you that. Now, I'm also using all these plugins that you see as I scroll through to carve my sound too. But all of these plugins from the very get-go have been running through all of this. All of that makes the sound of this song together. This song went to Ted Jensen, and I'll show you what I sent him. I'll show you the level. I'll show you what he told me, and I'll show you how it came back. So that's what I did. I turned off my last final limiter. Let's roll down here and let me show you the mix that I sent Ted. That's it. That's the level. The one thing that all of these guys have told me is keep it spiky. When you send it to me, keep it spiky. And what he means is, let me see these transients right here. Boom, 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 boom. Show me transients. Don't show me a block of wave file that looks like this. I keep it spiky. It sounds good to my ear. It sounds good to the client's ear. Everybody's thrilled with the sound, the groove, the dynamics, the balances. We've done all the tweaks. And what do? I take off my very last limiter and I keep it spiky. There you go. So here's my mix, the way it went to mastering, the way it sounded, and the levels that I gave it to him. And he was thrilled. Plenty of headroom for him to work with. Now let's look to see what Ted did. Sounds fantastic. Wider, brighter, louder, but still sounds like the same band, the same mix. The other thing we have to all keep in mind is there are no mastering miracles. They can shape things. They can get rid of some harshness. They can re-EQ things. To some extent, they can rebalance things. They can make things louder. They can make things softer. But you know what? It's going to sound like what you gave them. It's not going to be a miracle. They are assuming that what you sent them, you think sounds good, and you just want them to do their thing to it. Take it from Ted Jensen. No miracles, and leave your master bus stuff on. That's giving you your sound. That's what's made everyone excited. Just keep it spiky.
So, no more empty master bus inserts. That's all nonsense. But no more praying for mastering miracles. They are a mastering myth. My staff and I are in constant fear of botching a case, so malpractice insurance can be quite costly. But if you hit subscribe below, which is free, you can help us a great deal and in turn be notified every time an episode of Music Surgery with Dr. Bob hits YouTube. Thanks for watching, and pass the salsa. What? Remember to keep those wave files spiky and not to depend on mastering to save your mix. And I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.
Holy shit, it's a Bigfoot! He's playing basketball!